What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. What you know about rolling?
And it's our favorite day of the year at 2K Sports. At long last, it's time to roll the ball out there and get the new season of NBA basketball underway. Alongside Grant Hill and Brent Barry, I'm Brian Anderson. Also with us tonight, our reporter, Allie LaForce. Hey, Allie.
Thanks, Brian. Well, Jalen Brunson, a second-round pick out of Villanova, and his father carved out a 9-year journeyman career in the league as well. Jalen said, quote, how hard he worked just to get unguaranteed contracts showed me that I have to work 10 times harder. I thank him for letting me see that at a young age. Guys?
Family business. Allie, thanks. All right, here's what the Knicks have lined up on their schedule. On Friday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Detroit Pistons. Then on Monday, they'll defend home court against the Orlando Magic. And now the opening lineup for New York. At the 4 and the 5, it's Randall and Robinson. Derrick Rose is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Barrett in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Grizzlies, inside, it's the pair of Jackson Jr. and Adams. Morant and Bane in the backcourt together. And it's Brooks in at the 3. Since hiring Tom Thibodeau, every year the Knicks have been at the bottom of the league in pace.
Well, Thibs rhymes with grind, doesn't it, B.A.? I mean, it doesn't really, but it should.
Now here's Rose. To the paint. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Another assist in the career of D. Rose.
Here's Adams. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, attack mode from the start. Exactly what you want coming into this game.
Tone setting right here early. Love that tenacity.
Rose against Morant. Rose, the pass to Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Well, that's exactly what you expect. Mitchell Robinson within 3 feet. That's 2 points.
And here's Morant outside. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall.
This might make you feel old, but Derrick Rose won his MVP over a decade ago. 2011 season. Whew, that was something special.
Outside Barrett. Bane against Brunson. And Randall the bucket on the assist by Brunson. D. Rose in 2011. MVP for his hometown team, the Chicago Bulls.
And what a year. Top 10 in scoring and assists. He just won that vote in a landslide. That Bulls team winning 62 games. And it beat up on a loaded Eastern Conference. It was LeBron's first Miami season. Boston still had the big 3. Derrick Rose was getting it done.
Ooh, that's a tough spot to be in as a defender. With that height disadvantage, it's very hard to protect the rim.
Three-pointer Brooks. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And keeping everyone involved early. Now, that typically pays dividends.
Yeah, and he's so-so from there, but when he's hitting from deep, it's a big confidence builder.
Now here's Barrett. Here's Randall. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Randall's got 6 points.
Now, this kind of balance is going to make a huge difference in R.J. Barrett's improvement in the league. When to score and when to be the assist maker.
That's Morant missing. The Knicks have gone 5 of 5 in this quarter. Solid. Rose against Brooks. Rose, the pass to Robinson. Oh, stolen by Morant. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. 11 feet out. That one a little long.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
You can tell how much these fans here in Memphis love their Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, B.A., ever since they moved here in 2001, these fans have been so loyal, and the players are also enjoy playing here. Memphis is a fun-loving city with great barbecue and a lot of character.
Here's Tillman. And he buries his first look.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Barrett can't hit. Morant with it. That one's good. This game is all even. Morant's got his second basket of the night.
In the paint, Morant stays nimble, and that allows him to make any needed adjustment to his shot.
It's a tie game in Memphis. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Please give a big round of applause.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you think, guys?
They're getting a big contribution from the bench already.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
We've got Brandon Clark. John Conchar is out there with Ja Morant. Then there's Danny Green, and it's Tillman in at the 5. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter.
Could be top 10 easiest assists that Fournier's had.
Morant, no good. And the basket by Tillman.
Activity on the glass. That's a possession that could have gotten away from them.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. They host the Pistons after this one. That'll be the first of 3 games played at home.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Well, buckle up. It's opening night. No more talk. Let's play some games that count, Brent.
Everybody in playoff contention, BA, so super excited. One of the best nights of the year. Awesome to be here and awesome for all NBA fans.
Clark, no good.
Well, next time he should do a better job, I think, of getting balanced and set up his feet. That just throws your body way out of whack and hurts your percentages.
Back to the basics. Unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true.
Shot from the top of the key. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Morant's got 7.
Yeah, the quickness of Morant makes him tough to cover. He's able to pull up on a moment's notice.
A unique talent. Ja Morant has taken the NBA by storm. Grant, does Ja remind you of anyone?
Well, many people, including Paul George, have compared Ja to a young D. Rose. Yet each explosive athletes at the one position. Well, Ja and Rose leading their teams at a young age as well.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks so much, Brian. Well, the Knicks trying to find their way back to the playoffs. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, you can't look backwards and you can't look too far down the road. You just have to take a look at today, lock into what we have to do, and focus on how we can be better. Back to you.
No shortcuts to greatness, Allie. Thanks for that. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Jackson, he's checked in for Tillman. Brooks comes in for Green. And it's Bain in for Conchar. And a big finish by Robinson.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
And that one's good for Brunson.
And you know Coach loves seeing his offense operate at this level. Great passing out there.
Ooh, the Grizzlies with another miss.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game.
And here's Clark for 3. The Knicks pull it in. They're getting their first look of the season at the Grizzlies in this one.
It's really hard to know what to expect when teams play only twice a year. Makes it a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, this one will be for sure. Interconference matchups are always pretty fascinating just because of timing on scouting and how often you watch teams like this affect some of the unpredictability of the East-West battles.
Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see.
Welcome to halftime, and after 2 quarters played, some ground to make up for the Memphis Grizzlies.
They better count their lucky stars. It's this close. All their energy has been spent at the offensive end. I don't know, Ernie. They've been one-dimensional.
Yeah, it's a flaw that's easily sniffed out in this league. Teams are too smart. And let's focus now on the two opposing guys who were battling in the first half. There were sparks out there.
Not surprising to see two competitive guys who bring it every time they're on the floor. It's been a spicy duel to watch.
Yeah, and we know you like it spicy.
No, I don't. Give me some milk.
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Memphis trailing here.
Yeah, and we hear this a lot about the Grizzlies, but it bears repeating. There's probably no team in the NBA that has more reason for optimism than Memphis.
So on the floor for the Knicks. And forward, it's Barrett and Randall. Derrick Rose is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Robinson in at the 5 down low. To the inside. Puts up the 8-footer. And another basket for Memphis. You know, I think about all the optimism surrounding the Grizzlies. The rest of the NBA has been put on notice.
The NBA, and they should be. This team should be a contender for years to come. If the front office makes the right moves, which they have in the last few years, they could be hanging up some banners very soon.
And here's Morant outside. And the three-pointer goes. Morant's got 10 points in the game.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Rose finds Robinson. Throw it down on the lob.
A timing play, but it helps to have a leaper like Mitchell Robinson finish it off.
Brooks from outside. Good. And the setup by Morant. Morant's got his 4th assist in this one.
I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half. Oh, that's nuts. Randall getting up there, turning a little bit, putting on a bit of a show here.
Just an awesome display of athleticism on our AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
Memphis fouls. Dylan Brooks. First personal foul.
Well, one of the free agent moves that wasn't surprising was Brunson joining the Knicks. The two were enamored with each other early on in the process. A big signing for the Knicks, and Brunson now gets a chance to be a main piece of a team.
Toppin, he's checked in for Robinson. Now here's Rose. To the left side wing. And here's Toppin from the arc. Brooks with the rebound. Memphis has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Green for 3. And again, it's Memphis with a 3.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Down low. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
And it feels like Randall is taking ownership on the offensive end right now, playing intense and fighting for buckets.
Inside, here's Tillman. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Randall inside, guarded by Bane. Here's Barrett. From down in the low post, it goes. And now it's a 4-point Knick lead.
They've toned down their three-point attack in the second half, looking to protect the lead with higher percentage shots.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line. It's going to go on R.J. Barrett. Clark is checked in for Brooks.
First team foul. At the line for your Grizzlies, Xavier Tillman. Shooting 1.
And the free throw, no good.
You think back in that 21 season, finally the Knicks breaking back into the playoffs. You know, it had been 7 years since they got there. Coach Thibodeau receiving the Coach of the Year honor. Well deserved.
Get up there, young fella. Sometimes as a point guard, you got to take it yourself.
Well, it's okay to be selfish when you can flush it like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. There you respect the decision-making from him out there.
Pass to Brunson. 4-3. Doesn't go for him. And here's Clark for 3. Oh, got it off in time, but it's no good. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. It's the Knicks leading by just 2. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Moran and Bain in the backcourt together. Inside, it's the pair of Jackson Jr. and Adams. And it's Brooks in at the small forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for New York.
I mean, they've played some beautiful basketball all game. The passing has been impressive, and it's opened up things with their ball movement.
All game long, they've just done a great job of keeping the pressure on the defense and penetrating with the pass. They've gotten everything inside, and they've converted there. And kind of par for the course here, right? Coming through with a solid offensive game to help them get this lead.
Morant with the bucket.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Quickly against Adams. Over quickly. Again, the Grizzlies. Good for 2 more.
Well, that's an expansion of Steven Adams' game.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Pass to Robinson. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Rose. Robinson's got 4 points this quarter.
Earning his money on the interior tonight. That's a nice move.
Count it, and the foul. It's going to go on Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, teams try to get physical with Moran, but he shows exceptional body control off the contact.
The free throw drops for Moran.
And not the guy that you want to put at the line in these moments. He's not missing these.
Rose, a screen on Bain. And he's going for the oop here. Up high, it's down it goes on the lob.
Yeah, R.J. Barrett can do that. That pass on target. And R.J. taking care of the rest.
Here's Brooks. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just great positioning to get the rebound, then get it back up.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock. Randall, pass to Robinson. Jackson against Randall. Here's Morant. Oh, and they take the lead. Morant's got 11 in the second half. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for New York. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey guys, over the last break, I listened to Tom Thibodeau address the team. He was really urging them to stay after it, saying, quote, "We're right there, guys. Keep playing for one another, and let's take this game." Bringing the inspiration. Back to you.
And Allie, thank you for that. Now here's Brunson. Pass to Randall, and stolen by Bain. 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Here's Rose. Brunson, a screen on Moran. The open shot, Randall. And again, the Knicks missing. Graham, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here. Can you say prime time player Morant, he enjoys delivering for his team in these parts of the game?
Now here's Rose. Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. 29 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. 29 seconds left to play in the fourth. To the paint. And stolen by Morant. And so they choose to intentionally foul. First free throw is good. And that increases the lead to 6. And so he drops them both. And it's a 7-point game.
And the lead getting safer and safer as these free throws from the stripe go in.
From deep, Rose. The Grizzlies pull it in. Up top, Bain, guarded by Barrett, and the basket by Bain.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And it just sinks it over the taller defender. That's why you have to crowd shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, that effort just not good enough, because even if that defender was a bit taller, the shooter already locked in.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws good, and it's an 8-point ball game. On the wing, Fournier. Offline. And so the Grizzlies take the win. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A. They played with great intensity on both ends of the floor, and they didn't allow their mistakes to get the better of them.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. So alongside Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, Brent Barry, and our entire 2K crew, I'm Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching. And now we present the New Balance Player of the Game, Ja Morant.